Hey guys, 22 Plinkster here. In my hands, I have the brand new Springfield 2020 rifle. Wow, she's accurate. Look at those groups. Yeah, well, that's about all I have to say for it, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Nah, I'm just messing with you. Hey guys, 22 Plinkster here. I have a new bolt action rifle in front of me. I've been getting a lot of questions about this particular rifle. This is the new Springfield 2020 rimfire rifle. This one is chambered in 22 long rifle, and they come in several different grades. They come in the target grade with a synthetic stock that utilizes a little bit heavier barrel, and it is actually a really good stock, in my opinion. You know, they did not cheap out on the stock. It doesn't feel all flimsy like a lot of cheap polymer or plastic stocks would feel. This stock feels very robust. It does have a high cheek comb and a rubber butt pad to keep this stock from sliding on your shoulder. Now, it does come with a pick rail right here on top. This is a new rifle to Springfield. They kind of utilize some older stuff and older technology. We're gonna get into that here in a minute. But I've been sitting behind this rifle for a couple of hours and shooting it, getting to know it. And it's a pretty good rifle, in my opinion. I think the MSRP on these guys, I think are like $469, so real world price, you can pick them up probably around $400, $425. And the old technology is what I was talking about earlier. It does utilize a Remington 700 trigger. And so if you have an extra Remington 700 trigger laying around, you can throw that in there. This one is pretty nice. It's not the greatest 700 trigger I've ever felt in my life, but it's not bad. It does break very crisp at about 4 pounds. It can be adjusted up to 5.5 pounds. It does have swivel studs on the front and the rear, and it is free floating. It has a 60-degree throw on this bolt, and the action is pretty smooth, okay? I'm not gonna lie to you. I would compare it a lot to the Bergara B14. You know, you got your safety on the right-hand side just like you would on a 700, but you're probably asking yourself, how well does it shoot? Well, let's find out. The funny thing about this rifle, and I kind of chuckled when I opened up the box and I saw this little tag. This little tag comes with the rifle, and it says 2020 rimfire, 3-shot group at 50 yard, 1-inch guarantee. That's not good at 1 inch at 50 yards at all. That's like, I don't know. Now, if they said that at 100, that would be good, because in my opinion, any rimfire that can shoot MOA or less, whether it be a $200 rimfire or a $2,000 rimfire, is worth every penny, because honestly, they're few and far between compared to all the other rimfires that are on the market. But a 3-shot guarantee, 3-shot 1-inch guarantee at 50 yards, I've got bare bone Ruger 1022s that will do that, okay? That's not a great guarantee. However, speaking of the Ruger 1022, one thing that I think is pretty neat is they utilize the Ruger 1022 magazine. So we're gonna be testing the Ruger 1022 magazines, 25 rounders, and also the 10 rounders, just to make sure they function. But yeah, enough talking about it. I've got a target set up downrange at 100 yards. We're gonna be shooting some Ely first. Let's start shooting. All right, loading up 5 rounds of Ely 10X. And I like testing this particular ammunition. I've tested it on my Voodoo. I've tested it on the Bergaras and other match rifles. This is usually some pretty good ammunition. So, all right, I'm gonna have to take my eyes off, and I am shooting suppressed. I've got a Banish 22, because I don't like wearing earplugs all the time. So here we go. Let's see what kind of groups. Now we're going for groups here, guys. We're not going for bullseye. I can always move the scope. Every video when I shoot groups, it's either high or left or right, but the groups are good, and they're like, well, you missed the bullseye every time. I'm aiming at the bullseye, but we're going for groups. I can always adjust the scope. So here we go. Okay, that one went high left. All right, I just put it in the exact same hole. Holy cow. All right, there's 3 that are in the same hole right now at 100 yards, okay? I'm gonna be straight up honest with you guys. I've tested probably 60 to 70 rounds of this Ely through this rifle, and the average group was 0.8, the best group was 0.6. I wasn't shooting, or it wasn't shooting this good off of camera. For some reason, my eyes are having a hard time finding. There we go. Yeah, I think that went about an inch to the left, so. Well, there you go. That's a pretty doggone good group. I had that one that went left. I don't know if that was me, gun, gust of wind. Nah, I can't blame it on the wind this time. But not counting that one flyer, you're looking at probably, that looks like about a ½ inch group. So let me load up some more. Let's try that again. I don't know if I can replicate that or not, but let's just try. All right, got 5 more loaded up here. Go ahead and open this bolt. So no, Springfield did not send me this rifle, okay? I did not purchase this rifle. My friends at Clarksville Guns and Archery was nice enough to let me use it. And I emailed Springfield about a week ago and asked them if they could lend me one for T&E, but I think the guy that I was emailing is on vacation because I got an automatic reply saying he's gonna be out of the office all week. So they knew I was looking for one. They had one in stock, so they're letting me borrow this for the video. So, all right. See what we got here. Short rack that one. Well, it's looking pretty good so far. Check my cant. Oh, yep. There's that one flyer. I was on it. I don't think I moved or flinched. Rifle is canted a little bit. There we go. That is very accurate, in my opinion. So now, excuse me, sorry, I had to cut the video. Little coughing break. All right, now that we saw what the Ely can do, let's try some Federal Gold Medal Ultra Match. If you watch my video of me hitting a soda can at 700 yards with my Voodoo and this ammunition, a lot of people's like, yeah, you didn't even use like good ammunition or the best ammunition. The Federal match stuff is not very good. Well, this is not match. This is Ultra Match. They do not make this anymore. Haven't made it in probably 5 or 6 years. This is not what is sold today. This is some very, very good stuff, and I still have a few in my stockpile. So let me load the magazine up and we'll do some more shooting. While I'm loading up this magazine, let's talk about this optic. This is a ride-on. This is the 7 Conqueror. This is the 3x18 first focal plane. It is a 34mm tube scope, and it's got a pretty awesome reticle. This particular one is in mils, and it is an extremely clear glass. I'm having trouble seeing because with their reticle system, it's like a Christmas tree, okay? And that one little black dot blends in so well with those targets at a long range, those dark targets, it makes it sometimes hard for my old eyes to see. So, all right, something I'm gonna do right now is what a lot of people don't know. When you're changing ammunition, when you're going from one style of ammunition to the next, you have to acclimate the rifle to the ammunition. If I go ahead and just shoot this stuff right now, it's going to shoot a 2-inch group, okay? Because this barrel is not acclimated. It's acclimated to the Ely that I was just shooting. So what I usually like to do is just shoot 5 rounds, just at anything. That's that little 4-inch plate at 100 yards. That's pretty easy, no big deal. Let's just go ahead and shoot all 10. Okay, I think that was it. Yep, that was it. All right, so now that that's acclimated, just load it up with 5. You always have to acclimate the barrel with the ammunition once you change ammunition with rimfire. Centerfire is not as picky because usually, you know, when you go from one ammunition to the next, you're shooting a different grain, a different velocity, so you're going to have to change your optics usually, you know, 99% of the time. Rimfire has to do a lot, you know, you can shoot the same bullet weight, you can shoot the same velocity, but it's going to shoot different. It's going to, like this ammo is going to print different on the paper than the Ely did. So, all right. Let's get moved over, see what kind of group we can get here. All right, now that grouping is no bueno. That's a big group. Let me try one more 5-shot group with this ammunition. And then we'll move over to some CCI green tag. Now this rifle is marketed, and in my opinion, a target rifle. It's even got target in the name. It's not a match rifle. People don't need to get match and target confused. Target means it's a good shooter, okay? Match is it's a great shooter. Like a Voodoo, that's a match. And shoots, those are match rifles. Good shooters would be like your Bergaras, your CZs, your Ruger Precisions, your Savages. Those are just good target rifles. And this would be a good target rifle. And, you know, if it would keep those groups tighter instead of having that one little flyer here or there, it would be considered a match rifle in my opinion. But anyways, all right, let's go one more 5-shot group. That's a much better group. That is about, I'm gonna say that's probably about a 0.8-inch group, 5-shot group. So again, sub MOA at 100 yards. It shoots fine, it shoots great. You know, you can adjust the trigger like I mentioned it. The trigger, I would like to see it at about 2 pounds on something like this. But when you're taking this out to the woods to hunt with, a 2-pound trigger is kind of light. So 4 pounds is fine for punching paper. So yeah, it's it's shooting great in my opinion. I haven't had any problems with it ejecting, the extractor grabbing the round, and but I've only tested 3 rounds. I've shot some CCI green tag, I've shot some gold medal ultra match in the 10X. So I've shot, you know, good quality ammunition, but I haven't had any trouble with it ejecting or hanging up or anything like that. So now off camera, I'm gonna acclimate some CCI green tag, and then we're gonna shoot a 5-shot group with the CCI green tag. All right, I am loading up some CCI green tag. This is the least expensive ammunition that I want to be shooting. This is considered, I would consider CCI green tag as upper end target ammunition, but not quite match ammunition. But for a 100-round sleeve, you can, is about 18 bucks, 19 bucks. Your Ely is going to be something like $23 to $28 per 50. So this is a much cheaper choice if you just want to punch paper. So, all right, I shot 10 shots. And if you noticed a while ago when I was shooting the Federal Gold Medal Ultra Match, that I shot the 10 rounds, acclimated, then I shot the other 5, okay? And I had a bigger size group. And then I went after the 15th to the 20th shot, it shrunk. So the barrel wasn't quite acclimated yet, I think, in my opinion. Sometimes, I've always said it takes about 15 to 20 shots to acclimate your barrel properly. I only took 10 shots, so I was about halfway there. But towards the end, that barrel started acclimating with the ammunition and was much better. And I may find the same thing with the CCI. All right. Let's see what the old green tag can do here. Is that 5? Yep, that was 5. Yeah. That looks to be about an inch, right at an inch group with CCI green tag. All right, I'm gonna go down range, retrieve these targets, and I'm gonna measure them just to see how close I was. All right, retrieved both the targets down range. This was my first group with the Ely 10X. I put 3 right in the same hole, and then I have 1 out here, and then 1 right beside it. Let me see what group that is. All right, we are looking at, that is about a 1.2 inch group. So 1.2. Now, if you want to measure the 4 that were not that one flyer, you're looking at 0.4. Okay, 0.4. That's pretty doggone good. Over here, not counting this one flyer that I had, we're going to count it too. 0.5. Okay, so really good. But if you count that one flyer, 1.45. Okay, down here is when I started shooting the Federal Gold Medal Ultra Match after 10 shots. This was shot 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Over here was the last 5. I'm not even going to measure that group. That is just, that looks like 4 inches. That was horrible. I didn't know it was that bad. But once the rifle got acclimated with the ammunition, we're looking at 0.8. So 0.8 inch group. That's pretty doggone good. All right. Again, anything sub MOA is good. 5-shot group. And my paper has stuck together. All right, come off of there. Oh, man. All right. So here was your green tag, okay? Green tag is good ammunition. It's reliable ammunition, but it can't compete with the other match ammunition on the market because it's not match ammunition. It's good target. And on the green tag, we're looking at a 1.6 inch group, not counting that far one. The closer 4, you're looking at exactly 1 inch. So, if you don't count that one, which I am, if you want to count the other one's inch. So the rifle will shoot, it will shoot great. But what you're wondering is if it will shoot 25 round magazines from Ruger. Now, I'm not going to load all 25. Let's just put 10 in there. But this would be perfect, okay? If you're a small game hunter like myself and you're squirrel hunting, sometimes you just come across a lot of squirrels, okay? It's late in the evening or right in the morning. It seems like every tree you look up or on the ground, there's 5 or 6 squirrels. So it would be nice to have something like a 25 round magazine capacity, but this right on a bolt action platform. So bolt actions are much quieter to shoot suppressed than those and than that of the semi-automatics. So they do make great hunting rifles. Now I do need to mention they do make another 2020 rifle that is geared more towards the classier look. They have different grades of walnut. They have a single A and a double A grade walnut, and they also have just a regular satin finish. So these rifles can go between $460 MSRP all the way up to $1,000 if you want that double A walnut stock, and they are beautiful. So let's just see if this functions. Okay, it's in there. Looks pretty awesome. All right. It's working fine. There's no lag, there's nothing. It is smooth as silk. And this is a 4-inch plate at 100 yards, and it's just boring. Think that was it? Click, yep. So, Ruger magazines do work in them. Not a problem, not an issue at all. So, what did we learn here? We learned that a lot of people are coming out with rimfire rifles and everybody wants to have their own version. I think it's pretty cool that they're utilizing the Ruger 1022 magazines, and I think it's really nice that they're using a Remington Model 700 trigger. The rifle is accurate, okay? You know, if I didn't have to give this back, I would be putting thousands of rounds through it, but I have to give it back, so it's not mine. So I may be getting one here pretty soon. I may buy one with those nice walnut stock on it. But anyways, yeah, if you're looking for a good entry-level bolt-action rifle, okay, I would compare this to the Savages, even some CZs, and the Rugers. I would compare this to all of them. All those rifles shot about like this one did at 100 yards. Can't compare it to things like Voodoo or Anschutz or Vokortsons that shoot consistent 0.4-inch groups, but it is a good shooter. So if you have any questions, put them in the comments below. Until next time, guys, y'all be safe and keep plinking.